Good game for us. Lemoyne came out in a matchup zone, which we didn't expect, but it showed us some things that we needed to do. It was really more of a matchup man, and we didn't handle it well for the first 5 minutes, but then after that we got used to it. Always good to learn and get better from something, so the guys can understand how to handle. Because people are going to throw different matchups defensively at us because we have so many guys that can score. And just happy that we have that on film that we can kind of show the guys how to handle that next time in case we see it again. But overall, just proud of the guys for another 100-point game.
Games, but how was your defense improvement from game 1 to game 2?
I can say that we were talking more. The communication was better. We did better in some areas. In the areas that we did well against Lane, we fell backwards. So it just is what it is. It's not going to all happen overnight, but definitely satisfied that we have a group that's willing to learn and get better.
Wanted to ask you about the DeAndre Williams situation in the context of, have you guys made plans if he gets this waiver, like how you're going to make this work where, obviously he's a great player, but he hasn't been around this whole how do you make that work where a guy hasn't been around for 2-3 months, and if he gets approved, like he's going to be jumping right in?
Yeah, that's a weird situation. The guys have been aware for a while. They know what's going on. And because he chose not to be here in Memphis, to be back home in Houston, it has made it tougher. But we'll deal with that. When the waiver gets passed, we'll deal with that then. But he's going to come back and be DeAndre. I mean, he's been here 3 years so already. And we would welcome him back with open arms. But he'd have to get acclimated to the system with the guys and getting used to them. But his energy would be wanted right away.
And so just to emphasize, he made the decision ultimately to work out on his own right now until he got approved.
Yeah.
He would be technically allowed to practice if he wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And then just real quick for you, just in general, preparing, you've got the season opener here on Monday, and having that's kind of off to the side. You've got this team that's getting used to playing with each other. How are you handling it with the team to make sure it's both on their minds but also not a distraction?
Yeah, I don't think it'll ever be a distraction because, the guys are locked in on what we need to do. And just like me, we want him back. We want to have an opportunity to win a national championship, and I think he enhances that by a lot, our chances. So, yeah, I don't think it'll be a distraction. If he came back, I think it'll be more of everybody being more excited about, our chances.
Do you have a progress, like an update on JQ's knee? I saw where he got tied up with a Lemoyne Owen guy.
Yeah, no, he's good. He had some ice on it after the game. It's not going to hold him back from any work going forward.
So he just was more being kind of cautious about it.
Yeah, we were just being cautious because there was no need for him to continue to still be out there.
What did you think about him tonight? What he did?
Well, he's been out a month, so I thought he did really well. I mean, he turned the ball over, but that was good for him to get out there and and get up and down the court. So I was happy to see him out there. He made good decisions. His shot wasn't really on, even though he was 2 for 3. It just I can't say his shot wasn't on, but it's just his rhythm didn't look obviously the same. He looked good enough for being out a month.
Hey, Coach, I know about a month ago you said, you're out the next few games. How are you going to handle that process? Did you ever decide if you're going to just do it by committee, you're going to let one person do it, or are you going to do practice, you're going to let them run in and you interject? What's going to be the process over these next 3 games?
I think we'll all do it by committee. Whatever I'm allowed to do, I'm going to do it. And then after that, the rest of the staff will be able to handle it together.
What do you think about your ball security this evening? It seemed like at times you might have been a little frustrated with the guys running up the court.
Well, I mean, they really never pressed us, and we had 19 turnovers. We have guys that aren't usually handling the ball, trying to handle the ball. And, again, this is good for us because now we can go into the next game understanding, which guys need to touch the ball and handle the ball and the other guys that need to, just run their lane. So this was all healthy for us. Nothing was bad about today's game.
what do you attribute kind of I'm not going to say the rough start, but kind of the sluggish start too? How does that kind of happen?
I think with JQ's first game back after a month, and then the matchup zone, it really threw us for a loop in the first 3 or 4 minutes.
So does that mean for these first 3 games there's not going to be a designated head coach, or you just haven't decided
It's going to be
yet?
Coach Stansberry, but they're still going to do it
Gotcha.
as a committee for sure.
Gotcha. What's that? Have you thought about what that's going to be like for you, having to watch on TV or whatever?
I've never been in this situation, so it's going to be weird, obviously. And, you know, the preparation I'm hoping carries over with me being out, you know, these first 3 games. But it's going to be weird and tough.
And then tonight it seemed like you focused in on 10 guys more than, it seemed like some guys' minutes went down. Is that sort of right now what you have in your mind? We're going to go with 10 here to start, or just rotation-wise, where are you at after 2 exhibition games?
I think 10 is plenty. 10 is plenty. You know, you just need guys on the floor that are going to have energy, and I think that 10, whatever 10 it is, the 10 that we played tonight, or if it's a different 10, we're just hoping that they have the energy and the chemistry together to go out there and get wins, because that's what it's ultimately about. But, yeah, I try to be more conscious of who I played tonight, more minutes, to try to see how things will work with certain guys.
In the past 2 exhibition games, David Jones, one player who said his primary goal is to rebound, has been one of your top scorers. How have you felt about his performance?
No, he does a fantastic job, because you really don't have to run any plays for him to be successful. He just has a nose for the ball defensively, and offensively he scores in multiple ways. So definitely proud of him. He's doing this in less minutes, so that's just who he is. And he's just a great player to have on your team, because he's going to be threatening a triple-double pretty much every night because he does so much.
Coach, even with the zone defense that you guys didn't expect, you guys basically went up-tempo with the offense. Some led to some turnovers, some led to some good fast break baskets. Just overall setting up the tempo with the shot going up with maybe less than 15 seconds. Is that something that we can expect during the season for you guys to just stick with, or are you just gonna stick with the mix of slow low post, looking for the open shot, or can we expect a mix of it?
No, we're really trying to get the pace up. We want our tempo to be fast. We're asking Malcolm and Jordan to be rim runners, to get down the court, and we want to get the ball up fast and score within the first 7-8 seconds, because we're trying to not let the defense set up. First great shot available, whether it's in the paint, whether it's a 3, and then we get back and play defense. So that's the tempo we want to keep. I don't know if it's ever been done where you have a team that's fast, first in tempo in the country and number 1 in defensive efficiency. So that's what we're trying to do. Usually teams walk the ball up and then try to be the best defensive team. We're trying to run, have our strength in numbers, and still be the best defensive team as well.
Penny, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but it seems like your tone as far as the DeAndre Williams situation sounds very optimistic. Has there been any correspondence that you can speak of between the school and the NCAA regarding that, and how do you feel in terms of your optimism level?
Well, I'm really just trying to speak it into existence, to be very honest, and I'm staying very positive because I want DeAndre to stay very positive as well. And I haven't heard anything particular that makes me even happier, but, no news is good news, meaning like they haven't come back and just said it's a no-go. So that means that he has a great opportunity still. And as long as we have that hope, I'm going to stay excited and hoping to get him back. Thank you.